welcome back to my channel, and today I have a full review, swatch, and demo of the new Lorac Pro Contour Palette and the contour brush. I'm really excited just because I've been a big time fan of Lorac for a long time, but I did get to receive this palette ahead of time. Also did send it to me, so I'm really excited I got to play with it and test it out, so now I truly know how it works. But I will say that I've been a big time fan of Lorac because I have the Pro to go, Pro 2. I was one of those crazy people that I didn't get this palette on the website itself, but I found it on Amazon. The Mega Pro. I've obviously been a fan of the brand and I have tutorials and all that good stuff on the brand already, but let's get into the palette itself. This is what the palette looks like. It is black, it is nice and thin and sleek. It has that really nice soft material. Sometimes people don't care for this just because it gets dirty, but it doesn't stain the palette itself. It's very easy to clean. In comparison with the other palettes itself, this is what it looks like. Obviously I don't clean mine. And in comparison with the Go, this is what it looks like. I really like is that this costs only $45 and it retails $145, but this is a game changer, and I feel like Lorac stepped it up and really stepped it up because it comes with a contour brush. So now this is what the brush looks like. It's a really nice sleek black brush. It's very nice and thin to get into the hollows of the cheeks, and it's flat on each side. What I like about this brush is that they didn't give like some sort of teaser and give you a little miniature version or travel size of something that you could purchase in the future if you wanted full size. No, they straight up gave you the big kahuna, the main full-size brush. That for $45 in itself, a contour palette and brush, is already like, woo! When you open up the palette itself, it always comes with a really nice full-size mirror and also a protective sheet. Then you have your 3 shades right here. It comes with your 3 highlight shades and 3 contour shades. I'm going to go through each of the shades and then show you swatches. The first one is called Beige Highlight, and this one is like super nice creamy vanilla shade, or also, as the name says, beige. The next one is a yellow highlight that I personally like to use underneath my eyes, or sometimes I'll use yellow and beige mixed together. And then the next one is just called Shimmer Highlight, and obviously that's your shimmer highlight that you can put on your cheekbones, on the bridge of your nose. So the first color is going to be Light Contour, and this is a really nice light brown that's very cool, and I love that this is perfect for shadowing. This one is a little bit light for me, but I still utilize it, so I'll show you how I use that in the demo. The next color is Deep Contour, and this is a really nice deep brown, and of course these are all matte because this is a contour palette and you don't want anything shimmery when you contour. And the next is Medium Contour, and I love this shade. It's like the perfect medium cool brown, and I'm going to take usually a mixture of medium and deep contour when I usually do my contour. I say contour a lot. Also, what's really great about the palette, it's going to be exclusively available online on Ulta.com from June 14th to June 27th, so make sure you go check that out, and I'll link everything down below. I've already done my foundation, set my face, done my concealer, and all that good stuff. So now usually when I do my makeup, this is the next step, is which I will highlight and contour. First color I like to take is Medium Contour. For me, I like to take a lighter shade first and then build up from there, just because it's easier to kind of blend out the colors, and then you could always add on, because once you add on and it's already too dark, it's pretty hard just to erase and take back. So always start off light and then build up from there. So I like to take the very tip of the brush itself, tap off any excess. Now what I love about these powders is just like their eyeshadows, they're extremely buttery. So that's good because that means it's going to be easier to blend. So as usual, you want to take it just from the hollows of your cheekbones. I'm going to start from right here, and I'm just going to start building it up and start chiseling out my cheek. And I'm going to bring it down. I'll usually like to personally contour and stop from the middle of my eye, or sometimes the end of the eye. It just depends on what I'm usually going for. But today I'm going to stop right at the middle of my eye, right here on my pupil. Now with the brush, what I like to do is I like to take it and then just start buffering it into my cheek in little soft circular motions, and then using this brush just to flick up the product into my cheek as well. What I also do with this brush is just take it, and then instead of it being flipped this way, I flip it this way and then buff it back and forth into the back of my cheek. I always buff up instead of down because I don't want to bring this contour down too low. And already you can see how I'm defining my cheekbone, and it's already slimming down my face right into here to give it more definition, which is what I want. Take the medium contour, and then I'm gonna bring it up right to the sides of my temples and bring it up to my forehead as well. And I just start buffering that into the hairline as well, just so it blends in seamlessly. So now that I did that, as you can see, it's just bringing my forehead more in and not as out and as large. And it's chiseling my face to be more defined. Now, again, this is like a really common technique, but people use a 3. So you can say the 3 is from right here. So now I'm going to take the same exact medium contour and I'm going to bring it right underneath my chin and jawline. And I like to do this just so you have a really nice defined jaw. And then you can hide any imperfections, say that you're going out at it or anything like that, and you have like a little extra, I don't know what you want to call it, because sometimes I have like a little extra gobble gobble. We'll just say that. We'll kind of, you know, hide that. What I really like about this brush is that it's narrow enough to use on your nose, because I feel like a lot of brushes that you do get, you can't necessarily use them on your nose just because it just won't make it as defined. But with this you can. So I'm going to take a little bit of that medium contour and bring it right down my nose, and see how defined it is already. And again, these are really buttery, so a little goes a long way, so make sure you tap off some excess. And I'm going to bring it up, and you can bring it up if you want to define up to your brows as well. It's all personal preference. And if anything, you can always just take a nice big brush and just start buffing out anything that you think needs some extra buffering if you want to use another brush. And that right there is actually a more natural contour if you want something for every day, but obviously I'm going to ump it up. Now what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of the deep contour and I like to mix it in with a dab of the medium, and this is really gonna ump up that contour and make it really, really defined and chiseled. And then I do like to take a smaller brush just to help diffuse it out. As you can see, this is more dramatic. This is why I like to build it up, just because you have more control on how you want your contour to look, because then you can go as dramatic as you want. Do the same thing where I mix the deep and the medium and I still bring it to the top over here, again over to the jawline. You can see that I already have more definition in my face as opposed to this side. So this side is where all the contouring was. So it's really nice and chiseled. I have more of a lift on my cheekbone. My forehead is more defined, and also my jaw. And over here it's just a little bit more rounded and, let's just say, just plump. So now I went ahead and added some blush just so you can see what it looks like, just with a really nice soft contour. And say you already naturally highlighted like I did with my concealer, you can just go ahead and leave it like this. But now I'm going to show you how you can use the highlight shades as well. So what's really great about this brush is that since it is flat, you can utilize both sides for 2 different colors. The yellow highlight, which is the second one, I pat the brush very softly into that shade, tap off any excess because a little goes a long way with this powder. Now I can help highlight underneath my eye and just boost up my concealer, and I'll just pat that highlight shade right underneath, and it's going to help brighten that area. These powders can also be used to set your concealer itself if you want to, or just to help highlight. But I'm going to use it just to do an after highlight. Now as you can see, just from this under eye area, I help brighten it up just with that yellow powder itself. It already looks nice and lifted, and it does look like I got a little bit more sleep on this side of my face, if that's possible. So don't forget, it depends on your skin tone. You can even take a little bit of beige and yellow, which I can right now because I haven't been self-tanning religiously, and I could still place a little bit underneath my eye. What's great is I'll take, instead of the yellow shade, I'll take the beige, slightly tap it, and then I'll start highlighting down the bridge of my nose, a little bit down my chin to highlight that as well, a little bit in the center of my forehead just to help balance out that highlight. Now for shimmer highlight, again, you can just go ahead and flip the brush on the other side. So obviously I didn't use this side of the brush. You can just dab it into the highlight, tops of your cheekbones right here, just to give a really nice shine, and then just start placing that right at the tops of the cheekbones. Start blending it. And then if you're someone who likes to glow, you can take a little bit down the bridge of your nose and also Cupid's bow. That highlight though. Now I wanted to go back to this shade, which is the light contour shade. And like I said, personally it's a little bit too light for me to contour with, but what I'll do is I'll just take any regular brush that's more of a blending brush, and you can take a little bit of this, and say that some of your contour wasn't completely blended. I'll take this shade and help blend it out. And it's just the same exact concept as when you work a transition color into your crease to help blend out colors. This is what this light contour shade can do as well, just to help blend out that contour. If it's just looking a little bit too harsh or you added a little bit too much product, you can help just soften up the line. All in all, I'm really excited about this palette just because I feel like these colors and shades work really well. It's extremely buttery, and that's what I love. Especially if it's going to be buttery, that means it's going to blend already, and I feel like blending is key in makeup no matter what you have to blend. Obviously, I think this brush is phenomenal for them to add a full-size brush. For this combination of 45, this is a steal. So I hope you guys enjoyed my swatch review and demo. Don't forget to like this video if you are a big fan of contour palettes and you love contouring and highlighting, or if you learned something new or you just appreciate this review. So don't forget to subscribe because it is free 99, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah!